Alright, in this video I'll be covering the top 3 mods that you should do to your vehicle, whether you just purchased the vehicle or you're just thinking about doing some modifications. So let's dive right into it. Alright, and to be a little more clear guys, this isn't in any particular order. This is basically the modifications that I start with when I first purchase a vehicle. There's so many modifications out there that you can go with, whether you're going with performance upgrades or you're just going for looks. Like I mentioned, there's so many out there, but these are just the top 3 that I choose to start off with, and then you can, progress further from there. Alright guys, number 1 would definitely have to be an aftermarket exhaust if your car didn't already come with one. It just opens up the car a little bit better, better flow, better performance, better exhaust tone, and with all those you definitely can't go wrong. Behind me, this is my 2003 Mustang GT, for those of you who don't know. It had an aftermarket exhaust on it, it had some Flowmasters, resonator delete, stuff like that. But the previous owner let it sit for about a year, so it rusted all out, had some holes in it, exhaust leaks, so I definitely had to get that done. You can pick up a decent bolt-on kit and do it yourself for around $2,000 or less. It just depends on what you're wanting to go with, the company that you're wanting to go with. But personally, I took mine to an exhaust shop and had it custom done. I have a catless H-pipe or mid-pipe, resonator delete, and then I did some Black Widow mufflers in the back, and then 4-inch exhaust tips. But that's just what I went with. Like I said, you can go with several different options on your cars. This is just the Mustang that I am working on, but if you're going with a Honda or a Charger, whatever, 350Z, there's so many different options out there for you guys. So like I said, you could pick up a decent exhaust for around $2,000 or less, unless you're wanting to go big name brand and spend $5,000. But in my opinion, that's a little crazy. But yeah, that's basically what I have for the exhaust portion of this video. Alright, and that brings us to number 2. I would definitely have to say number 2 would be wheels and suspension. And yes, I did pair those together because that's what I did with my car. You definitely can't go wrong with an aftermarket wheel setup. It makes the whole car stand out, changes the whole look of the vehicle, and shows that creativity that you have with whatever you decided to go with on your car. Also paired with some, lowering springs or some aftermarket coilovers, shock struts. It just depends on what kind of car that you're putting this all on. But to give you guys an example, this is my 2003 Mustang, and from the factory they come with like so much wheel gap, it looks like a monster truck, so definitely needed to be done on this car. And then right after I put those SD wheels on, and it just blended all well, and took it to a parking lot, and I was just amazed. But that's just my personal opinion. So yeah, you definitely can't go wrong with some aftermarket wheels and some suspension. Alright, and that finally brings me to number 3, guys, and I know a lot of people are going to agree with me on this one, but I would definitely have to say window tint is number 3. I know in a lot of areas, a lot of states, there's a certain percentage that you can do legally, but in my area, you can pretty much do whatever. On my car, I have 5% all the way around, and for the very first time on any vehicle that I've ever owned, I decided to go with a windshield tint, and I went with 55%. Going into this, I thought, it's going to affect my vision. I'm not going to be able to see at night and stuff like that, but that's not the case. You definitely can't see in the car at night, but you can see, when you're driving, you can see perfectly. Doesn't affect your vision at all. And I'm definitely glad that I went that route. And that's definitely number 3 on my list. Alright, and to wrap this video up, there's so many different modifications that you can do to your vehicle out there, you guys. But this is just the top 3 that came to my mind personally that you could do to pretty much any vehicle. So if you liked today's video, like, comment, subscribe. I would definitely appreciate it, guys. It keeps me pumping these videos out. And honestly, I'm thinking about maybe doing a video on 3 mods that you shouldn't do to your vehicle. So stay tuned for that. And thanks for watching this video.